Evaluate b squared minus 4ac when a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 3, and c is equal to 1. I think this would maybe be a, well, if it's not multiple choice, it would be a 2-point question. So first of all, you have to substitute in correctly. So b squared when b is equal to 3 is, oh, that's way too big. Negative 3 squared. And remember, when you have a negative and you have to square it, we really want it to be in parentheses, okay? Minus 4 times a, and that is being multiplied, and a is equal to 2, and c is equal to 1. All right, so if I follow order of operations, if I follow PEMDAS, okay, what should I do first? Do I have any parentheses where I can do something between those sets of parentheses? Right, and actually, technically, I would say that's more of an exponential, but yes, we are going to look at that. So the exponent, what is negative 3 squared? Are you sure it's 9? Are you sure it's not negative 9? It is 9, yes, because negative times negative gives you a positive, and if you do negative 3 squared, you are only squaring the 3, and your calculator is going to say it's negative 9, but that is not correct. You have to use parentheses. So you get 9 minus 4 times 2 times 1, okay? Then at this point, you would do the 4 times 2, which is 8, because that's multiplication. We did the exponent, that's multiplication. So we would leave the 1 here, we put the 9 here, and next we would do the multiplication again. 8 times 1 is 8. Put the 9 in front. 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. So the correct answer there is 1. Questions on that one at all? All right, what else do you have questions on? Number 1, heck yeah, it's a weird thing. So first of all, select all that apply. Is this linear or nonlinear? Okay, linear means what? Like a line, a straight line. Does that look like a straight line? No, so it definitely is nonlinear, okay? Yes, that is true. Function 1-to-1 or neither. So how can I tell if something is a function? You have to pass some kind of test. Vertical line test. So the vertical line test is what we need to check first to see if it is a function. So if I do a vertical line anywhere along here, how many times is it going to cross? Once. Is that a good thing to see if it's a function? Yes, so it is a function. It does pass that. How can we tell if something is 1-to-1? Then you look at the horizontal line test. And as you do a horizontal line anywhere along there, is it only crossing that graph in one place? No, so that means it is not 1-to-1, and that means it's not neither because we already said it is a function. All right? Okay, intercepts. I'm going to get rid of this because sometimes it's easier. What are my x-intercepts? where it crosses the x-axis? Come on, don't be shy. Shout it out. What is it? 0 and 4. Don't put 0, 4. That is a point. Okay, that is an ordered pair. 0 and 4. How about the y-intercept? Where does it cross the y-axis? -4? No. Here's your y-axis. Where does that graph? Where does the graph cross the red and green line? Yeah, at 0. So your y-intercept here is at 0. Okay. Extrema. Extrema. That means where are your highest points, your lowest points? I'm sorry? Yeah, you have a low point right here, your minimum at 2, -4. 2, -4. And that would be your minimum. Do I have a maximum? Do I have a, oh gosh, what did we call those? Relative minimum or a relative maximum where there's like a hill, just a little hill or a little valley. Not the minimum itself. No, that's the only one. Okay? End behavior. So as x goes to -infinity, as x goes to -infinity, as I go this direction, the function is approaching what? Positive infinity. How do we know this? Because it's going up. Okay? And if x approaches positive infinity, the function approaches positive infinity. Does anybody still have problems with that? Because I saw another way. Okay, good. I'm glad you said you're having problems. All right, let me take a piece of paper and show this to you physically, because this is what I saw somewhere. So right here, as x is approaching negative, oh, I hate that. So as I go to -infinity, as I get closer and closer, my function, as you look, going this way, is going up. So that is positive infinity. Okay? As my x gets larger and larger and approaches positive infinity, if you take something and cover this up, what is it going to? It too is going to positive infinity. So it is up and up. Okay? All right. Here's the tricky one. Domain and range. Domain. That is your x values. Okay? So what are my possible x values that I can have for this graph? What are my x values? Ask yourself, what's your smallest x value? Do you have one? Cristobal, do I have a smallest x value in this graph? Huh? Can't hear you. Speak up. Be loud. What is it? Can't hear you. 0 is the smallest x value. Right here. I mean, I've got a point here, and it keeps going on. That's -1. This is going to keep going out and over, right? Is that ever going to stop? No. So it's going to keep going forever. What about, what's my highest x value? Do I have a highest x value? No, I do not. So if I don't have a smallest or I don't have a largest, what would we call that? Can't hear you. Yeah. Does anybody remember what we called it though? It has a special name. All real numbers. Looks like an R with a second mark on the line, on the back of the R. All right, now take a look at your range. Do you have a highest or lowest number for your Y values? Remember, these range are your Y values. What's your lowest Y value that you see? Go ahead. Huh? -4. Yes, it is -4. Okay, so from -4, then it keeps going up and up and up, right? So we can say Y is Y. Can it be equal to -4? Yes, because it is equal at the point to -4. Can it be less than -4? No. Can it be larger than -4? Yeah, it is. So the correct answer there is Y is greater than or equal to -4. All right, hopefully that jogged a few things from your memory. All right, what other questions do you have from Chapter 8? Well, while you're thinking about that, let's take a look quickly at number 5. What's the maximum height the t-shirt reaches? 10 feet. Yes, that would be right here. 10 feet. So it's not where it starts, it's what the highest point is. All right, what other questions? Which one? Guys, I'm deaf. What'd you say?
Number 23.
Thank you. 23. Ooh, now you moved on. Let me ask first. Does anybody have more questions on 8? Which one? Number 8? Money. The table shows the amount of money remaining on your Apple Pay account each week after your purchases without refiling. Probably should be refilling. So the x-intercept and the y-intercept. What is your x-intercept? 3. That is correct. What's your y-intercept? 75. Remember, if it's an x-intercept, you are going to have a some number and then a 0. If it's your y-intercept, you're going to have 0 and then some number. Okay? All right. So this means you had how much money to begin with? $75 to begin with. And you will run out of money in the account after how many weeks? After 3 weeks. And how much money are you spending each week? $25. How can we tell you're spending $25 each week? Right. If you take 75 minus 50, you get 25. If you take 50 minus 25, you get 25. All the way through. Okay? What other questions? 13? Well, let me go back. Any more questions on 8? Everybody understand 7 really well? Okay, which one? You said 23. Esme asked about 23. So let me go to 23 first. A, B, A or B? Or both? Okay. All right. So this has to do with exponents. Exponents. You have to try to remember the exponent rules. All right. So 20 divided by 5. You are just dividing coefficient by coefficient. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Okay. Next up, we have our x's here. We've got some y's. And I've got z. Okay. So this next one says x to the negative fifth. When you have a negative exponent, that seems really wide. Maybe it's because I'm close in. When you have a negative exponent, you need to move that to the other part of your fraction. So you need to move that to the bottom, and this is going to become 1 over, this is your original x here, and that is times x to the positive fifth. So we talked about bunk beds. If you have a negative exponent, you do not like being at the top bunk bed that you are in. So you move down to the bottom bunk bed, okay? And we will simplify that in a bit. We're not going to do all the work all at the same time. Y to the negative 6 divided by y to the negative third. They both don't like being in the part of the bunk bed they are in. So y to the negative third goes to the top and becomes y to the third. Y to the negative 6 doesn't like being on the top. It goes to the bottom bunk bed, y to the 6th. And you lose that negative sign. Okay? And then finally, we have z. So this is z to the first divided by z to the second. Nobody has a negative sign here, but when you divide, what do we do with the exponents? No, we don't add. You subtract. Yes. So this is going to be I guess I can do that below. Z to the 1 minus 2. All right, so we're not finished yet. We got 5 out in front. We have 1 over, this is x to the first times x to the fifth. So how many x's am I multiplying all together? 6, yeah. You have 1 here, you have 5 being multiplied here. Remember, when you multiply, you add. So that's x to the 6th. Here you have y to the third divided by y to the 6th. So that is y to the 3 minus 6. Okay, so we're going to simplify this in another one. There's 5 times 1 over x to the 6th. What is 3 minus 6? Negative 3. So I'm going to have to move him down. All right. In the next line. And z to the 1 minus 2 is z to the negative first. So here's what I got. I got 5 over x to the 6th. I have y to the negative third. That means it needs to go down on the bottom. That's going to become y to the positive third on the bottom. And z to the negative 1 doesn't like being on the top, so I have to put that one down on the bottom. So if I were to rewrite that, it would be 5 divided by, come on, 5 divided by x to the 6th, y to the 3rd, z to the 1st. Okay? Questions on that? I'm going to stop us right here because I want to give you your cheat sheets that we are giving you for the final. Okay? So we will continue this tomorrow. Here's what I would say for tomorrow. We just did 8. I would look at 9A and 9B. Okay? Then when we have 10 and 11. So if we do 9A and 9B questions tomorrow, we do 10 questions on Monday and chapter 11 questions on Tuesday. We should be okay. This is going to be worth 50 points. If you turn this in, it's going to be worth 50 points. It will bring up your homework grade, but the tests are where it's at. Tests are like 80% of your score. Okay? All right. Now, I have 2 versions of cheat sheets. Okay? I have a Hispanic version and I have an English version. So the English version is in yellow, Hispanic is in orange. Okay? So which would you prefer? Omar, which would you prefer? English or Hispanic? English? Okay. You may add to this cheat sheet. English? Which would you like? Uh-huh. What would you like? English? Okay. English? English, Crystal? Okay. Put your name on this right now. English, Spanish? English? English, Spanish? Put your name on this, put your class period on there. You can add, Hispanic or English? You can add whatever notes that you want. But if you look at this, this is pretty comprehensive. And I have to tell you, the more you add to this, the more cluttered it becomes. Okay? So, if you look on the back, it starts with that chapter 8. Those are a lot of the highlights. Okay? Now, listen very carefully. I am going to collect this at the end of class on Monday because some people are going to start their finals and I don't want them to use your information. We usually do this for all the math class. So if you want to make any additions to this, you have to have any other problems. If you know there's a certain type of problem that you have difficulty with, you need to have that on here and completed by Monday. All right? Even if we don't have school tomorrow, and that's a big if. We don't have school on tomorrow, you have to have this on Monday. If you don't have this on Monday, you will get a blank sheet, okay, for the final, which this is still really good for the final itself, as is, okay? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? And you also heard me say that this review is worth 50 points, okay? That is going to be due on the day of your final exam, and for you guys, that is Thursday. Wednesday, wait, first period. Nope, they do the even numbers first, so it's on Thursday. So you will see me on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. Wednesday will be your even numbered finals if you have them. And then, except fifth period. Fifth period is on Tuesday. Wednesday is the even numbered finals. Thursday is the odd numbered finals. And on Wednesday and Thursday, you'll be excused at 1:30. Okay? Yes. I do. I do have something. You mean like? I have one sort of. I don't know if it's quite what you're looking for. Are you looking for more than that? Okay, I don't have that yet up myself. No. All right, so for tomorrow, you need to be looking at problems from chapters 9A and 9B. Okay, 9A and 9B. Everybody got a cheat sheet, right? Hang on to that like it's gold. Again, you can add to that. It can be a specific problem if you know you have problems. Make sure, I'm going to collect it though, Monday at the end of class. All right? Okay. Let's see what they have for announcements. And again, it is not working. Don't forget, you still have that weekly Canvas activity for the week of 12/1. There was not a new one this week, okay? Oh, there we go.
So Tila, what is your favorite drink? My favorite drink is sweet tea. And why is that? Because it's very healthy. I'm here with JC. So JC, what is your favorite drink? Pink drink from Starbucks. Why is that? It's good. I'm here with Debonair. So Debonair, what is your favorite drink? And why is that? The Urban Agriculture Club will hold an official club meeting today at 2:30 in Mr. Polanski's room, E127. Now here's the rest on sports update. Good morning, Red Devils. I'm Rowan. And I'm Tyler. Girls basketball have a county tournament game today at 6:30 p.m. versus North North High School. When the girls swim is tomorrow, tomorrow, boys basketball has a home game versus Gary 21st Century Charter School at 7:30 p.m. in the major. It's also conversation. Let's make it a great day like that one to one, and we'll see you tomorrow. Now here's your daily list. Welcome, guys, to Weather on the Weekend. Today, it's currently a little cold outside, so it's 28 degrees with a high of 32 and a low of 27. And it's National App Day, so what's your favorite app? My favorite app is well, that's all we have for today. I'm Alana, and I'm Maria, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, guys, we'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Keep looking at that review. Work hard, okay? Keep at it. Just a few more days.
right now we have to like go because it's like yeah, and the teachers take what
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? Ah, festive gear. I see your festive gear. I like it. I like it. Is it on? It's probably on canvas, but